Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. You just seen the Knicks lose to the Nuggets. I'm not entirely upset. Not the way I was the other night. Not the way that I was the other night. But nonetheless, we took a loss. Frank Ntilikina returns. Got some things to talk about. Got Aunt G in the chat. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get to it. All right, let's get to it right about now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. We got Aunt G in the chat. We'll talk about this Knicks versus Nuggets game. We're going to talk about Frank Ntilikina. We'll also get into a little bit of March Madness and what's been going on with March Madness. So far, it's been a decent tournament, I think. A couple of upsets. We've seen Ja Morant prove to the world that he is a primetime player. Maybe even moved himself into the conversation of being the number 2 guy. Hands down, Zion Williamson is the number 1 guy, but maybe Ja Morant has moved himself into being the number 2 guy. I like him. I like that kid. Really do. Triple-double. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Knicks and Nuggets. We're going to talk about Frank Ntilikina. All right, we're going to get into some things tonight. So let's get right to it, man. Let's see what Aunt G has to say. Isaiah said he took Ant's crown. Ant's here, got the crown on to let everybody know that Isaiah did not take his crown. Let's get with it. Ant, what's cooking, man? What's popping?
Man, another loss in Knicks land today, but it was encouraging to see Frank out there. I feel like Frank played real solid. And we were a better team with him on the court. At least from my point of view. We looked a lot more solid this game with him and Mitch out there. And I want to give Lance Thomas some props too, because he held it down too out there. So the Nuggets, man, they're just a really good team. They're a really good team. They make tough shots. Really especially in that fourth quarter, we were making a run. Jamal Murray made like that fadeaway over Knox, and there were some tough shots they were making. So I'm not mad at this loss. It's the kind of loss I don't mind. Knox played decent, 6 for 16, not great, but it's a step. So man, these last few weeks they've been rough. I ain't even wanting to get on, man. I've been mad watching, so I'm like, I'm just gonna get in the chat. But Isaiah was talking crazy, so I had to put the crown on and hop back in, man.
Hey, come in, right? Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, man, he took my crown, man. That's crazy. So I had to hop back in, man. I had to get back in the ring. But yeah, man, Frank played solid. You probably have a lot of people in the chat saying he was great, and then there's a bunch of people saying he was terrible. It's like, right. I don't Frank, man, right, with these fans, but he was real solid tonight, and it's a good step. Hopefully, he can build on the next game.
Yeah, it's always someone. That's how it's going to be. Some people are going to say he's garbage. Oh, he scores. You know how they do. They say, if he scores 5 points, everyone thinks he had an amazing game. You know what I mean? Then everyone else is, if he scores 5 points, he had a trashy game. Where it's neither here nor there. It's just, Frank is going to do what Frank does. He's going to play the way he plays.
People, I think fans have drawn hard lines in the sand on Frank, and they trying to stand on their square. Like, you got people that say he was going to be an all-star, and they're not budging. You got people that say he's terrible, and they don't want to budge. So they just watch the game to prove their point. So, but I don't even think they're watching honestly. They're just watching to prove their point, man. So, but the king back, man. I'm back, and Frank is back. So that's my guy, man. After this, I really hope we don't trade him, man. It's like he got a little bit bigger, like strength-wise. I don't know if he was lifting while he was out.
He might have gotten a little bit bigger.
He was beefed up a little bit.
I mean, he's been there for a while. You know what I mean? Either he got a little bit bigger, or he just picked up. He just been eating too much, eating the wrong food or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it though. I like the size, man. It allows him to play the 2 a little more comfortably. So
yeah. And he'd be able to guard the three a little bit better as well.
Yeah.
You know, I
They
mean,
had him on Mason Plumlee at one point. He held his own. So
yeah. I mean, you did see him come in. He played good defense. You know, you see some of the things that he can do as far as, you know, helping to keep the basketball moving and flowing, getting to the right spots. Little intricacies of the game that I always talk about with Frank Ntilikina that I like. And just one, for example, in the first half, I think maybe it was Kadeem Allen passed it to him, and he could have shot the three. The better pass was to kick it to Knox in the corner. Now, any player would have done it, would have kicked it to Knox in the corner. I think any player would have done it for the most part because Knox was wide open.
Right.
But the one little thing that Frank did that really helped Knox be to really be wide open was he caught the ball, took a little, just a tiny pump fake, which caused the defender to put his hand up to try to contest the shot. Then he kicked it. That made sure that Kevin Knox didn't have a guy closing out on him. Little things like that. You know, but I'm just glad to see him back out there playing with these guys. I'm interested to see, you know, as he's definitely got to get back in shape. He didn't seem to be that tired, but he's going to have to get back in shape.
No, he didn't.
And, you know, when you get to game 6, 7 or whatever, hopefully he's going to, we'll see a little bit more how it can look with Frank and Mitchell Robinson, you know, manning the defensive spots. You know, one person at a guard spot, and then of course Mitchell Robinson down low.
I was kind of upset Mitch missed that alley because that pass was beautiful.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice.
That was beautiful,
nice.
Man. Yeah. You know what I noticed too, Frank? Like when I'm watching his defense, it's not his man-to-man defense that's incredible. It's his rotations. He's always in the right spot.
Yep.
And I think that's what Knox struggles with. Because it was one play where Knox was just like, he turned like in a complete 360 because he didn't know where to be. And he just was lost. Like Frank is always in the right spot rotation-wise. And he's always pointing out the right spots. So, you know, and Mitch is starting to talk more on defense too. So I think those two guys out there together defensively, I think that's why the defense kind of shored up a little bit. It's because they were kind of directing guys on where to go. And if those two guys can develop that kind of chemistry on defense, I think that's that'll be fun to watch the last, you know, 10 or 9 games.
That'll definitely be fun. And Mitch Robinson, it's just amazing. It's just amazing watching Mitchell Robinson grow before our eyes. You know what I mean? Because he's definitely doing that. He's definitely grown before our eyes. It's just amazing to see it. You know, a kid who basically is coming out of high school, and you know, I think myself included, I know I really thought that he was gonna have to play some time in the G League. He hasn't touched a second in the G League, and the more he's playing, the more he's getting in shape, and you just see some of the ways that he's able to. I think it was in the first half, and he got an offensive rebound, and you see a boom pounded to the floor, and kind of like a lean, you know, lean to the side back finger roll. It was just beautiful. It was just really beautiful, man. And you know, he's gonna be when he starts to get an offensive game down low. He's gonna be really, really nice to watch and just a joy to watch him play. You know, if anything, we should be excited about. We should be really, really, really excited about Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? Really excited about Mitchell Robinson. Before we go any further, we got Viv in the chat. I'm sure you guys see Viv in the chat. I want to take a real quick second. We're going to take a quick second and listen to David Fizdale as he gives us a rundown on how he thinks Frank Ntilikina did in the game tonight. All right, so let's get a listen from David Fizdale really quick. Give me a second. I'm getting it queued up for you. All right, I'm getting it queued up so that we can get a good listen to David Fizdale and see what Mr. Fizdale has to say. And here we go. Let's listen.
Coach, the first quarter set the tone for the team when you fell behind by 19. What did you see in that period? A lot of threes. We weren't getting to them. We thought against run a guy off the three. You can't let them raise to shoot. They shoot the ball too well, and they got going early, and that obviously put us in the hole. And like I told the team, from then on, for 3 quarters we won the game, and it's just that's not enough, obviously. But I like the way we kept fighting. I really like the way Kevin kept playing through it and got his offense going later in the game. Obviously, Mitchell made some really exciting plays, and Mud, I was really happy for Mud. It's always good to play well against your ex-team.
I know Frank had said that he thought he might be rusty, and probably the same. What'd you say?
I thought he was all right. I thought he was solid. He made some really good plays off the dribble. He helped people get shots. He defended. Obviously shooting is always going to be rusty if you're out that long, but I really pushed his minutes and left him out there for a while to trying to get him some conditioning back pretty fast. But I really like the way he played on and off the ball.
The way this past week has gone with the Raptors game, the Jazz game, and tonight, do you sense any listlessness from the guys, or is it just the teams?
We're just getting the hell smacked out of us. Just to really be honest about it, these teams are just. One, they're really good basketball teams, very well-coached, fine-tuned basketball teams that move the ball, that can all really shoot the ball well, and that all push the ball. And so we're really running into a buzzsaw in this part of the schedule. Playoff teams that are, fine-tuning their game to get ready for the playoffs. But we gotta brace for that and give ourselves a chance to be in the game to win the game. But I don't feel it from our guys. Our guys are, even today at shoot around, we went 4 hour sweat, the whole deal, and it was just, they're not wavering, they're not quitting, they're not doing any of that. They're just trying to get better.
Now, one thing that I want to talk about there is I was really excited for this part of the schedule, even though I knew it was going to be a rough part of the schedule. And excuse me for the countdown, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me for the countdown. But even though I knew it was going to be a tough part of the schedule, I was excited for this part of the schedule because I really wanted to see how the Knicks were going to respond to playing against teams who were in the playoffs and teams who were fighting and battling for a playoff spot. I wanted to see if we were going to be able to come out and really, truly compete. So far, I've got to say, we haven't been able to really come out and compete. Fizdale did allude to in his press conference, that we're playing against teams that are in the playoffs, fine-tuning themselves for the playoffs. They're really good. They move the basketball. They're good defensively. They're just really good, solid, strong basketball teams that we're playing against. And I was really hoping that we would come out and show a little more grit, a little more toughness, a little bit more fight, and be able to just play with these guys and let these young guys get some experience really, really battling it out with some playoff caliber teams. I wanted the Knicks to kind of set a goal to knock some of these guys off. I don't know if they set those kind of goals or not. Now, Fizdale says that they're continuing to work hard. They're in shoot around. They're busting up a sweat. They may not have a choice but to bust up a sweat and shoot around because they don't have many players to shoot around. Everybody's banged up and hurt or whatever it is. But I do agree with what he said about Frank Ntilikina, that, Frank, I thought played well on both sides of the basketball. I thought Frank, played well defensively. And, he said that Frank's shot was rusty. Frank's shot is usually always rusty. So, I don't think there's anything new there. You know what I mean? He hasn't knocked that rust off his shot since he's come into the league. You know what I mean? Sooner or later, I guess hopefully he'll get to knock that rust off of his shot. Let's come to Viv. Let's see what Viv thinks about Frank tonight. All right. And about the game overall. Then we're going to get into just breaking down the game a little bit. What's going on, Viv? What do you think?
What's going on, Tim? How are you today?
Good. I'm good.
Good. Look, the game. I think what you and Ant said earlier on. You guys both of you made very good points. I thought that it's just these starts. Like, we always tend to start off on a really, really bad foot, and the defensive energy is just never there to start the game. And for whatsoever reason, whether it's whoever it is, it's just not working. And I think two of the big culprits obviously are Moutier and DeAndre. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's DeAndre is a real problem too, because he's mailing it in now, and you can kind of see it from the effort level. It's not the same. And there were a lot of times. I mean, I know Fizz said Moutier played quote unquote well. I didn't really see it, to be quite honest with you. I thought a lot of his buckets were kind of empty buckets that he just kind of like he got them, but there were a lot more downsides I saw. I saw way too many instances where, I mean, he must have like the worst. I mean, I don't know if they keep a track on it, the number of shots blocked by a point guard, but he must be like number one on that list, because he got a shot block I think like three times today. It was not even funny, and he just missed those shots, and then all of a sudden it was a transition bucket on the other end, and then he would have a silly turnover and it would be a transition bucket on the other end, and I just saw it way too often. He switched too easily. The moment Frank came in, you kind of saw the contrast between Moutier and Frank, and it was noticeable the moment the middle of the first quarter hit, in my opinion. Now, obviously, Frank's offense is what it is. It's not, it's nothing great. But what you notice, like, there were some of the passes that he made, they were just really on point. And 5 assists for not even having the ball, for most of the time, that was kind of impressive. There were a couple passes I really love the Mitch alley-oop, not the alley-oop. I'm sorry, the Mitch pick and roll that got him the N1. I love that play. I love the one where he did the fake to Knox for the 3, and I love the pass he had to Moutier to give him the open transition bucket. I mean, those are 3 of my favorite. Those are 3 of probably the better plays in the game. And obviously he's going to be rusty. You miss 24 games, you're going to have that rust. But I thought he played pretty solid for the most part. I mean, someone was joking that he seems a little bit taller now for than he was before the injury. But I wouldn't be surprised if he even grew like a hair. But
he might be a little bit taller now. You never know.
I mean, it gives you like the reason of why they want to probably play him in more position on defense. If he's at 6'7" per se, obviously it'll be tougher guarding some of the faster point guards, which it's going to be the case. But it clearly looks like he's gotten a little bit, he's grown a little bit, and he's still very seamless in rotations on defense. So you never see him get lost, and I don't think the team got lost much on defense either, because he was able to seamlessly, fit in. So, I thought he played well. Knox played well. Mitch played well. And obviously, we had those runs that we just couldn't stop. But hey, what can you do?
Yeah. Let's take a second. Let's listen to Frank. Talk about his return to the team, and then, after we listen to Frank, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about some other things. We'll go ahead and do a rundown of the team. So this is Frank Ntilikina, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Ntilikina talking about his return to the team. Let's go. 25
minutes of basketball for you tonight after, missing about 2 months here. How good did it feel to just be back out there on the floor with your guys?
It felt great. I was really excited about being back on the court, and just playing basketball is a great feeling. And with my group of teammates, it's even better.
You described it to us before the game as kind of feeling like you're coming training camp situation where you haven't played in so long, and you knew that you weren't at 100% yet. How did you feel out there physically?
Good. I wasn't really thinking about it on the court. Once I was on the court, I was just trying to go and give 100% for my teammates and for my team. So, but it felt good to be back on the court.
Defensively tonight, we saw your impact that you made immediately. Offensively, a couple of great passes, but just to be able to connect with your guys like that, what did that mean to you to just be back out again?
A lot. When you're on the side, it's not the same thing that when you're playing with the guys. You're trying to connect with them. You're trying to get information on how they feel, how they play the game, especially with our new guys. But it's not the same thing as playing with them. So playing with them finally was a great feeling.
How well do you think you played tonight, considering the absence?
Sorry?
How well do you think you played tonight, considering your absence?
Well, I think I can do better, like every day.
Did you feel defensively that you really helped the team out?
Yeah, I feel like I helped the team. I felt like I could have done better. After all, you know me, like I'm always really upset when I make some mistakes. I felt like I did some mistakes tonight. I'm not being physically ready. Down on my feet on a couple of drives and aware, but I think that will come back with the feeling of playing more games and practicing more.
Frank Ntilikina, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Ntilikina, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists tonight, 1 for 6 from the field in his return to the Garden. His return playing with some of the new guys out there, right? His first chance to get, that he's had to play with some of these new guys, and I'm pretty sure he's excited about it. So big shout out to Frank Ntilikina for returning and getting his feet wet. He's got 9 games left to prove or to convince the Knicks management that he needs to stay and should stay in New York. I'm one who believes, and I really do hate to say it, guys, but I am one who believes that Frank Ntilikina is not going to, he's not going to become the Frank Ntilikina that you end up knowing for his career in New York. That's what I believe. I hope that he stays, but I hope the Knicks keep him around. I'm just not sure that's going to happen. But anyway, Frank Ntilikina returns to the lineup, and he does a decent job returning to the lineup today. We'll see if he can build on it and continue to get better. See what he looks like with these new guys out here. The Knicks lose to the Denver Nuggets tonight, 111-93 at Madison Square Garden. It was totally expected. You know what I mean? It was totally expected that the Knicks were going to lose to the Nuggets tonight. The Nuggets are a very good team. Very good team. Let's look at the box scores. Take a look at these box scores as soon as I get around to there we go. Let's take a look at the box scores and see what's going on with these Denver Nuggets and New York Knicks tonight. And why the Knicks lost the game. Well, we know why the Knicks lost the game. They're just not a good team. Just not a good team. Look at the matchup. The first quarter, right out the gate, the Knicks down 37-18. Down 19 points right out the gate. And we've really got to do something about these slow starts. Got to do something about these slow starts. Regardless, you got 9 games left. Let's make it a goal. Now, you don't even have to win the first quarter. Let's just make it a goal that we're not down double digits after the first quarter. The Knicks, anyway, Viv alluded to it. Some of our guys may be mailing it in. If guys are mailing it in, man, don't play them. I don't care who they are. If they're mailing it in and they're done, don't play them. Sit them down. Tell them, okay, you're done then. Maybe some guys like DeAndre Jordan, Fizdale doesn't want to ruffle their feathers these last 9 games because of his relationship with Kevin Durant or whatever it is. Who knows? I hope that's not the case. But if guys are mailing it in and not doing the things that they need to do and they're thinking about their trip to Mexico, then, send them on their way. Send them on their way. Tell them to go to Mexico. They can play pickup ball in Mexico or whatever, playing the sand or something. I want to see guys out there playing hard to finish out the season. We got 9 games left. Let's play hard. Let's finish out the season. Look, we don't have to worry about tanking. We don't have to worry about. We are clearly in the driver's seat when it comes to being in the top 3 worst teams in the league. All right? We don't have to worry about that. So let's get these guys butts and make sure that they're working hard when they step on the floor and not just packing it in. The Knicks win the second quarter 24-19. They lose the third quarter 26-20. And then the fourth quarter, they try to make a little bit of a run, but it wasn't to be. They lose the fourth quarter 31. They win the fourth quarter 31-29. But see, the Knicks shooting is just bad. So many times they had open shots tonight. I will tell you that. They had a lot of open shots. And they just didn't knock them down. They just didn't knock them down. A lot of open shots. They lost the rebounding battle, got killed on the boards, 62-45. Killed on the boards. They lost the assist battle. That's every night for the most part, 24-20. The Nuggets had 5 steals. The Knicks only 3 steals. Both teams had 5 blocks. And both teams took care of the basketball. The Nuggets with 8 turnovers and the Knicks only with 7 turnovers. The Nuggets shot 41.7% from the field. They didn't shoot a great number from the field, but they did make 40% of their threes. They were 39.5% actually, 15 for 38. The Knicks made only 28% of their threes. They were 9 for 32. They shot 37.8 from the field as a whole. And from the stripe, the Knicks were 16-21 for 76%, and the Denver Nuggets were 16 for 19 for 84.2%. This three-point battle right here, you know, that obviously the Nuggets made a few more field goals overall, and then they made, 6 more three-pointers than us. They out-rebounded us. Bottom line, the Knicks are just outclassed by the Denver Nuggets. All right, let's take a look at the box scores. For the New York Knicks, Mario Hezonja again starting at small forward, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Kevin Knox, another decent game. He shot 37.5% from the field, but he had 19 points, 3 rebounds. I still want to see him hit those boards more. I feel like Kevin Knox needs to average. He should be a guy that averages 7 to 8 rebounds a game. Maybe not this year. All right, I'll give him that. Maybe not this year. DeAndre Jordan, 7 points, 11 rebounds. Viv says DeAndre Jordan is mailing it in, and it might be the case. Damian Dotson tonight. He had 6 points, 3 rebounds. Emmanuel Mudiay against his old team had 21 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. But again, there are times when you need Emmanuel Mudiay to move that basketball. Not get caught up in any kind of individual matchups. Move the basketball, get it flowing, keep it moving. Frank Ntilikina returned tonight. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 25 minutes tonight. It's 1 for 6 from the field. Mitchell Robinson, again, another spectacular night for Mitchell Robinson. He had 16 points, 7 for 10 from the field, 10 rebounds. He had 3 blocks. Lance Thomas played 20 minutes. He had 3 points. Kadeem Allen played 14 minutes. He had 3 points. I did like seeing Kadeem Allen and Frank Ntilikina on the floor together. I did like seeing those guys on the floor together. I see Chester says the Denver Nuggets are a top 3 team. The Denver Nuggets are a very good team. I don't know what their chances are to win the NBA championship, but they're definitely a very good team. They're a team that, they built things the right way. They have pieces that fit. The one thing I'll say, the Denver Nuggets did not go out and look for stars. They didn't do it. Right? They found pieces that fit. They found pieces that fit. They developed their, they drafted well and then developed their own players. That's what the Denver Nuggets did. And I like the way that they built their team. And now they have, I guess you could say, a championship contending team, right? I guess you could say they have a championship contending team. And they have a player on the bench of Michael Porter Jr. that one day could come in and, if he's healthy, be a superstar. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see how that goes. Let me get to this phone call real quick. Caller, y'all live with nothing but Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, Black, it's time. Shout out to the chat. What's good, son?
What's good, man? I'm chilling. How you feeling?
I'm good. Where we at on the live stream? What we talking about?
Right now, I just finished recapping, recapping the game. The box scores and all that good stuff. So we just kind of, you just kind of helping me recap.
Okay. Yeah. The last thing I heard was you talking about Michael Porter Jr. being on the team and them potentially being a contender.
Yep. Was talking about how the Nuggets, how they built their team. They built their team the right way. They didn't go out star searching. They developed their players, moved players around when they needed to move them around, got rid of players that they needed to get rid of, guys that didn't fit with exactly what they wanted to do. And now they got a potential star player that hasn't even touched the floor yet.
Yeah, that's serious. And the good thing about them is how young they are. So it's almost like when they say ignorance is bliss, but in a positive way. You know what I mean? Like, they really have nothing to lose, and the way they've been playing, they can match up against pretty much anybody out there.
Right.
So it's a great learning experience, and at the same time you could shock people along the way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. What do you give the Nuggets chances out in the West?
I mean, I think they have a good chance to upset potentially any team. Like if you look at the lower seeded playoff teams, they most likely would prefer to play them over the Warriors. So, right. I mean, it's really, they're in a win-win situation basically, because even if they lose, they blame it on inexperience and youth. The hopefully, for them, they don't lose badly or get swept or anything like that. But I think they can beat any team in the West. They could potentially make the conference finals.
Okay.
I would
definitely think that they could make
a team
the
like the
conference
Warriors and a team like Houston would probably be the biggest matchup problems for them, and that's just based off experience.
Right. I definitely think that they could. I definitely think that they could make the conference finals. Can they beat the Warriors? That could be a tough task. You know what I mean? Because the Warriors are the Warriors. They have so many weapons with the Warriors. That can really be a tough task to beat the Warriors. What do you think? Do you think they could beat the Warriors?
Even if they matched up, shot for shot or point for point with them, I think it's gonna boil down to experience and veteran leadership and veteran savvy. Like if I was playing against them, I would after Jokic often and immediately, because I would say defense is probably the weakest part of his game.
Right.
And he's not a bad defender, but I want to get him out the game. And then from there, I think it's a lot easier. It's an easier task to beat them. He's the big problem.
Yeah, he's a problem.
He doesn't rush. He doesn't rush anything. He takes his time. He's not super athletic, but he's smart, and he uses. You know what I mean? He uses his basketball IQ. So the biggest thing with them, I would say, is try to get him in foul trouble. Try to get him out the game. If you get him out the game, they're not as dangerous.
Right. Well, yeah. That's definite. But do you think that the Nuggets can deal with the Warriors? What chances do you have them in dethroning the Warriors and making it to the NBA Finals?
I would only give them a game.
A game?
I don't. Especially against the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think they could potentially go a little deeper against Houston. And let me see who else is out there. See, it's like
Houston, OKC.
Them and the Clippers are the two dangerous teams. The Clippers are more veteran, but they play the same type of game, team ball. No surefire like go-to guy. Excuse me. So those two teams are dangerous.
Clippers, man.
I think the Clippers could upset some teams as well.
Yeah, the Clippers might not only upset teams in the playoffs, but they're gonna upset some teams in free agency. I'm scared of those guys in free agency. Really, I am. I'm scared of those guys in free agency because they're already a playoff team. They're gonna have cap space. I'm scared of them in free agency. I don't know what's gonna happen with them, man, but I'm scared of those guys in free agency. Really.
Are you more? I'm not too worried about them. I think they affect the Lakers more so than anything else.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I'm more worried. I'm more worried about the Nets right now.
Yeah, both. Yeah. Let me give a shout out real quick, Tony. Big shout out to Ralph Petito for the super chat. I appreciate the super chat. Hit me with a nice $20 super chat. I appreciate that, my man. He said, that's why I would love to see the Knicks build slowly, as we were just talking about Denver. He said, Golden State and Denver have signed the right players. Knicks should do this, and they can. No quick fixes. And paying big money to KD or Kyrie. He said RJ to the Knicks would be nice too. And I feel what he's saying, man. I feel what he's saying. Because, you see the Denver Nuggets. You see the Denver Nuggets. They took their time. They didn't try to go out and make the big splash. Like when they signed Paul Millsap, some people were like, maybe, did they overpay? Did they not overpay? They were kind of iffy about it. But you see how it worked out. And why did they sign him? Because they knew that he fit right into their style of play and what they wanted to do. They had an idea of what they wanted their team to be about, right? And so they added the type of players that had the right character and played the style of game that they wanted to play. And now you see where they are. I feel what he's saying.
He's like a mini Draymond Green in a sense. I mean, he pretty much can do all the same things. Maybe not guard the perimeter as well, but other than that, he plays that similar role for that team.
Yeah. The Denver Nuggets. We take a look back. At the whole Melo trade with the Denver Nuggets and where each team is since then, right? And ever since then, the Nuggets have, except for maybe one season, and I don't, that 2012, 2013 season, I'm not sure who had a better record. I'd have to go back and look at what the Nuggets were doing that season. But except for that season, the Nuggets have been better than the Knicks. They may not have made the playoffs. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year for the first time in 6 years. But they've always been at least decent. We had some bomb teams that were just, 17 wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you look.
You know what, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just to be honest, we lost the trade because we gave up too much. But if you look at it overall from then to now, you got to factor in the incompetence of our front office.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they made a lot of mistakes since the Melo trade.
Exactly.
Where we should have been way better off, sooner than now.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not gonna go back, keep going back to it, but because it's over. But I feel like the biggest mistake we made was when we amnestied Chauncey Billups and then used the space to sign Tyson Chandler when we probably could have waited. We could have kept Chauncey Billups on the books
for 1 year,
right? Let him run the point guard spot, and then got Chris Paul. And I feel like that's what was in the works. And I things could have been really, really different with Chris Paul. Amar'e still would have got hurt, right? Still would have had back problems. But you would have had Chris Paul and Melo. I feel like things would have been different. Melo was a little bit younger then, right? Probably more amenable to letting Chris Paul dictate things out there. Anyway, I'm not going to go back to it. I see who's marking the chat. Says, we can't rebuild because we traded KP. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. We can do anything we want now. That trade is over with, and we're in a position to be able to go any way that we want to go.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We're in a position to go any way that we want to go.
It would have been nice to rebuild. It would have been nice to rebuild with KP, but he didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
We got 2 picks. We got Dennis Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We did what we had to do. I don't understand how anybody could still dwell on that.
Yeah, it's like the only thing. See, and this is why I do not want the team to make a mistake. Who's Mark? I love you, right? And I understand everything that you're saying, but I think it would be a mistake for the Knicks to force feed. If you get free agents, if you get those guys, and you make it work, fine. Fine. I'm cool with it. I'm not saying don't play your hand, but I'm also saying I don't want to force feed it because I don't want the management to feel like we traded KP, we have to make a splash, and then you make a splash the wrong way, because that's the same thing we did in 2010. Right? Mm-hmm. I want them to be more level-headed than that. And if you are not able to, and Travis Fisher, yes, I would be open to doing something with Jonathan Macri. But anyway, if you are not able to make a splash, then just go ahead and rebuild. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and you say, all right, you know what? We got cap space, so we have flexibility. We have a first round draft, a high first round draft pick. Let's do it right. If you can't get some of these free agents, I don't want them to feel the pressure like, well, we traded KP, so now we have to do something. You know what I'm saying? What happened with KP is done. There's water under the bridge. There's nothing we can do about it. We're not getting it back. It's over with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's over with. So now we can't dictate, our future can't be dictated by what happened with KP. That's all I'm saying about that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100%.
Mark says we're going to be rebuilding for the next 5 years if we don't get KD. I disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? Look. I don't know. I disagree. I don't think so. There's going to be other players there's going to be other things that happen to come around. If we get Zion, you're going to tell me that's not a piece that you can start to build around?
Exactly. Exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, if you got Zion, you got Knox. Hopefully Knox turns out to be a player. You still have money in free agency, that you can use later on down the line to put pieces out there. There's going to be other stars that become free. Karl Anthony Towns is going to be a free agent one day, right? Yep. There's still things.
If we get nobody, since half the chat was high on Dennis Smith Jr. and the other half was high on Frank Ntilikina, and we got both of them now. So,
yeah, right.
Like, out of the two of them, one of them should pan out.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they both pan out, there you go.
Right.
Like,
yeah, man. So you know, I just don't want to. I don't want to make that kind of a mistake where we're trying to fix the KP trade. We're trying to make up for the KP trade. We're trying to force feed something. I feel like that's what we did in 2010. We tried to force feed it. Because let's be honest, right? When the Knicks had Amar'e, and you had those guys around them, and you know they were playing okay. Amar'e was doing his thing. Then when Melo came in, I was like, okay, how is this gonna fit? How is this gonna work? Because Melo and Amar'e really kind of they do some of the same things, play some of the same areas on the floor. You know, they did a few different things, but they played some of the same areas on the floor. I felt like the Knicks simply, because they struck out with LeBron James, they said, we got to do something, right? Let's get Melo and Amar'e. That's two names. You know, we'll get them, you know, they got Amar'e first, and then they, you know, force fed it and got Melo. It was two names to get people excited. And we were excited for a couple years, no doubt about it. I was happy. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I wasn't happy. Right? I was definitely happy, but I was worried about the mix and how it was going to work and fit together. And it turns out that it did not fit together. You know what I mean? And I just don't want to do the same thing. I don't want to force feed it.
You know what I think the biggest problem was with that is they did not run the pick and roll with those two players. Like that was seldomly used. Like I think you could literally count the times it was used throughout the season.
Yeah.
And even if they didn't do it the first year, it should have been something that they said, all right, we're gonna work this all summer and get this down, because that would have been unstoppable.
Yeah.
They barely ever did a pick and roll with Amar'e and Melo.
And look, you know how they use Amar'e and Melo, and the fact I know I'm going back to it again, but the fact that you traded but you got rid of Chauncey Billups and you signed Tyson Chandler and let Raymond Felton be your point guard. That was a problem. That's just a problem for me, because even though Chauncey Billups was not, you know, defensively he wasn't the same. He's not the same player. He still had that basketball knowledge and IQ, and he had the respect of Carmelo Anthony, and that meant a whole lot, because he had the respect of Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what Carmelo Anthony did with Allen Iverson, and then what Carmelo Anthony did with Chauncey Billups by his side, two totally different teams, two totally different players. You know what I mean? Right. And I think, you know, I just think that they messed up because I think possibly you would let Chauncey Billups' contract run out. You would have got Chris Paul. Maybe Chauncey Billups stays on as a backup point guard or something like that. You know what I mean? And now you got some real knowledge and some, you know, you got some real basketball IQ and some real leadership there to do something. But, you know, it is what it is. That's old, right? The Public Enemy said, yeah, that's old. Let's talk about the future of the Knicks. You're right, The Public Enemy. Let's talk about the future of the Knicks. And, you know, the future of the Knicks has probably been playing all week. You know, when we talk about the Duke Blue Devils and Ja Morant. I'm impressed with Ja Morant, Tony. I am. I'm impressed with Ja Morant.
I am too. I just don't know. Like, are we gonna go that route again?
As far
you know what I mean?
That's the question. That's the question, man.
the funny thing is, we're not even really in a position to draft off position. So, you know, if I guess if we got 2 or 3 and he's on the board, then yeah. But number 1 pick, it gotta go to Zion.
Yeah, well, definitely.
There's not even a question.
And what we looked at Ja Morant earlier. This you can go back and look at some of the, look at the videos earlier, right? If the Knicks were to, it would just be such a mess at that point guard spot. Now you got a million point guards on the team again, and you gotta obviously make some moves, make some trades. But if you don't get Zion, if you don't get the number 1 pick, right? I'm almost to the Murray State's a 12 seed. They took out a 5 seed. I really wanted to see how Ja Morant was going to perform in this game because of, the difference in the two teams. And I wanted to see, when he was playing a primetime team, was he going to be able to come in and perform and step up his game? And to me, he did it. He came in and he stepped up his game. And,
you know what I love? He didn't even go out there and try to create off jump. I mean, and try to score off jump. He went in game and creating and getting his teammates involved.
Yeah, I feel like he has that thing, right, where he will be able to step his game up when it's necessary. I feel like he has that in it. He has the confidence. He's a slick player, right? Crafty, smart, good basketball IQ. Obviously, he's gonna have to get stronger in the NBA. He's a little bit, he's a little small. You have to get used to the NBA game. But I just feel like he has that thing where he can be a big time player in big time moments. Not that Zion doesn't have it. I'm just saying, when we're talking about someone other than Zion, I feel like I really do feel like he has that.
Wait, are you suggesting actually picking him over Zion?
No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm talking about if we were to get the number 2 pick, let's say.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If we were to get the number 2 pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely number 2, like number 2 on my list.
Yeah.
He kind of is very similar to Trae Young, minus the 3-point shot. I mean, because Trae Young shot a lot more threes is what I'm saying. Because he could shoot as well, but I think seeing Trae Young makes me more confident saying he can make an immediate impact. Because Trae Young wasn't as fearless as a kid.
Say that again.
Trae Young didn't go to the basket the way this kid goes to the basket.
Yeah.
And they both had the slick moves and the avoiding contact, but he also can go through contact, which Trae Young was not trying to do at any point. So that gives me confidence that he's gonna be good. He's my number 2.
Yeah. He's definitely right now. He's definitely my number 2 guy, man.
And the assist is gonna translate regardless.
Right.
Like the same thing I was saying about Trae Young last year. Like if nothing else, he's gonna be a high assist guy.
Yeah, and the timing of his passes, you can't teach it. You can't teach it. You know what I'm saying? Just the timing of knowing when the ball go. When to let it go at the right time, when to look somebody off. He just has that timing, and he drops it right in the pocket. You know what I mean? Yep. He drops it right in the pocket. So when you catch the ball, you got the ball in the shooter's pocket, you're ready to let it go because the passes are accurate. That's something that guys like Emmanuel Mudiay, I haven't seen Dennis Smith Jr. do it yet. Frank sometimes his passes are not strong enough, right? He kind of floats it out there and they get stolen. You've seen it happen tonight. You know, Ja Rule, call him Ja Rule, right? His passes are, they're there. They're on point. They're in the pocket. They're fast. They're strong. He zips them out there. They got zipped to him.
He plays at full energy all the time. Like, no matter what he's doing, if it's a pass, it's full energy pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's a rebound, he's going strong for it. Like, it's all hustle. And that's, like you said, that's stuff you don't teach.
Exactly.
That's stuff that you just you seen those guys on the playground. Like, dude, why are you playing so hard? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's those,
right.
It's those types of dudes.
Yeah.
It's very rare. And then when you get one with talent, they show out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. GC asks, does Morant's slight build worry you? It doesn't worry me because I believe that he's going to be able to get stronger. You know what I mean? So his slight build doesn't really worry me. He is small, though. That's a small dude. You know what I'm saying? It's a small dude. Travis Fisher says, Sim, do you think it's fair to say R.J. Barrett is just a bigger version of Moutier? I don't know if he's a bigger version of Moutier.
I mean, even if he is,
I guess I can see what you're saying.
That's still lottery talent.
Yeah, I guess I can see what he's saying as far as his, the way he looks to go get his. Tony, we got some guys in the chat. I know Mark's probably ready to scream and holler. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I'm gonna keep listening and hit me up after.
All right, I got you.
Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time.
Peace.
One.
All right, Mark. I know you want to get your little 2 cents in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming to you right now, Mark. I don't even know if Mark is ready. I see him, beefing and scrapping and scraping with somebody. You know what I mean? Mark, what's good, Mark?
Yep.
What's up, Mark? You there?
Oh, tell him I'm coming. Yo.
What's good, man? What's good?
What's good? What's going on, bro?
What's up with you?
Yo, you seen yesterday's game?
Which one?
The Morant kid, son.
Oh yeah. I seen the game. I got it. I seen the game. I got it saved on YouTube.
Let me tell you something.
I not saved on YouTube, but I use YouTube TV, so I got it recorded, so I can go back and watch it. The kid can ball, Mark. He can flat out just play basketball.
Sim, listen to me. It's one of those things where if we don't get the number 1 pick, I'll be glad to have the 2nd round pick and not even look back.
Okay.
This kid has NBA passing ability. What he was doing yesterday and how he displayed the game, that is a point guard.
Yeah.
That's how you control the aspect of the game.
Yeah.
The way he threw the passes into the shooter's pocket.
Right in the pocket.
It was remarkable.
Yeah.
It was remarkable.
Yeah.
And the way how he read defenses and take his time, like how they was doubling him with oh my God. That passing, the way he dominated passing, that is what I want in my point guard.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm with you 100%.
And the thing is, he's more of a point guard than a person that's going to go out there and score. He looks to pass before scoring.
What'd he take, 9 shots?
Bro, he took 9. He could have went out there and took 15 if he wanted.
Yep.
Because it was a big stage, and it could have gotten to his head.
Yep.
No. The way his team, he's playing with a bucket of bolts. The way his team played, they look like some of them could get drafted into the 2nd round.
Yeah.
The game, his passing ability. Listen. I wouldn't be. Listen, if we drafted him at 2nd, every point guard on his team is vanished. Vanished. He don't have bad habits. The only thing he might have a problem with, what I want him to learn is to play off the ball a little bit. I don't want him to be ball dominant like that, but I want him to play off the ball a little bit.
And let me give me a second, Mark. And Namin son, I just want to say, Namin son. Now we know that you've been on Ja Rule. We know that you've been on Ja Rule. The thing that I'm happy about, and we all have watched him play and all that. The thing that I'm happy about is the way that he stepped up in a big game, because to me the tournament just means a lot. It really tells me what players have it, and which players will be able to step up in big moments. And he really did show that he can really step up in those big moments and guide and lead his team. Man, I was really impressed with it. You know what I mean? Really impressed with it.
So check this. I have a little problem now, right?
All right.
I'm watching Duke tonight, right?
Yeah.
And as Tony Crow said, what if we get Zion? We could make him a foundation player. I don't think he's a foundation player.
Can you turn that down in the back?
Oh, my bad. I don't think he's a foundation player where you could surround, where he's a number one guy. I don't think he's ever going to be a number one guy.
I don't think so. It's
no,
hard
because he don't have score. He don't have number one scoring ability to be a number one guy.
I'm not. I don't know, man.
Sim, do you know where all his points come from?
I know. I do know where he gets his points from, but I feel like his strength, power, and speed. I mean, those are the building blocks. And he's a freshman in college. So when he comes into the league, what is he, 19 right now? When he comes into the league, you get him with the right developmental team.
Yeah.
I think he has the tools to be able to do everything if he's taught well.
Listen.
Now, I think right now he's very Blake Griffin-ish, and I don't like Blake Griffin. I don't.
Yeah, but Blake Griffin is remarkable. I don't care what nobody. That boy has talent.
He does. He does talent.
That boy can pass, shoot, and
I don't know. I don't like he plays like a block to me, like a Lego block.
It doesn't matter. He get the job done. 25, 5, and 8.
He looks like a robot. Yeah, but what's his team doing?
But look at the team that they surrounded him with, and he's still winning.
I mean,
that ain't his fault.
I don't know.
Look what they surround him with.
I don't know. I don't think that, and maybe it's his attitude. I don't know. I don't feel like Blake Griffin is a winner. That's me. I don't feel like you're gonna win the championship with Blake Griffin. I do feel like Zion is Blake Griffin-ish in his style of play, but I think he's young enough where you can mold him, and I think you can turn him into a foundational. I think he can be a foundational piece.
This what scares me, right? When you watch him play, right? He doesn't even attempt a jump shot. All his points coming with the paint, hustle points. Yeah, he hit some, but he don't look to shoot at all, whatsoever. It reminds me of Ben Simmons. When you watch Ben Simmons, yeah, he will look good being on the team by himself, but eventually you're gonna have to put a number one guy with him because he don't have the number one scoring talent to take you to win the finals. I don't think Zion would ever
I get your point.
Develop into a number one scorer. When I look at number one scorers that can take you, I'm talking about Kevin Durant. I'm talking about Paul George. People that could shoot, drive, and create. He can create a little bit, but he cannot score the way people think he can score. Okay. He's going to use his strength, but the league, what the smart teams, right? When I look at Ben Simmons,
he uses his strength. He uses, he gets, people kick it to him.
It's bully ball.
He gets a lot of dunks. He does get that. I definitely agree with you there.
It's just so if we got Zion, we have to put a number one talent with him. We got to put someone that can score. He's not a scorer. He's a guy he's an all-around player. That's what he is. He's an all-around player. He's going to be a great player. He has all-star-ish type of talent. But you're going to need a number one scorer with him. Just like as much as Ben Simmons look good, that's why him and Embiid look good together, because he's the number one option. And if you put Ben Simmons by himself, he's not gonna take you to the promised land. He's gonna be a guy that gets you into the playoffs. Maybe the first, maybe the second round. But is he ever gonna take you to the Western Conference Finals? Is he ever gonna take you to the finals? Is he a guy that you're gonna give to the ball in the fourth quarter to say,
right,
take me?
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Because people gotta remember, he's playing with 3 other top high school talent.
Okay.
R.J. Barrett could score. Cam Reddish could score from time to time, and the point guard is a great defender. So he looks good with a great collection of talent.
Okay, I agree with you. I mean, I agree with everything that you're saying. I do. I agree with everything that you're saying. I do think that you get the right.
But I still take him number one. I still take him number one. He's number one by far.
That was my next question. So if you're saying this, would you take Ja Morant over him?
No. Because the thing with Zion, what I like about him is that he rebounds, he passes, he plays defense.
Yeah.
He could run the floor.
Yeah.
And he looks like he cares. Even Morant looks like he cares. But
they both look.
You're gonna take the bigger person. Like I said, you're always gonna take the bigger person in the draft.
Yeah.
And the only reason why Morant is gonna go number 2 is because if Phoenix land there, Phoenix is gonna take him.
Oh boy.
He's more of a situational pick. So if Phoenix is number 2, he's gonna go number 2. Because if Cleveland's number 2, Cleveland's gonna take R.J. Barrett.
Oh, that might right because Cleveland already has Colin Sexton. Yeah.
That number 2 pick is a situational thing. It's more of a fit for your team, and Phoenix will go after him the second pick because they're looking for a point guard.
Yeah. So if the Knicks get number 2, is it Ja Morant hands down?
No, I'm taking him hands down.
Right now, for me, it is.
But I still feel more Cam Reddish than Morant. Listen, I just think that kid has.
Wait a minute. You're confusing me, Mark. You just said it's Ja Morant hands down. And
No.
I'm
saying. No. Listen what I said. I said I still like Cam Reddish. But I would take Morant. I still like Cam Reddish.
Okay.
I'm still a fan of him.
Okay.
I'm still a big fan of him.
All right.
I think he has superstar talent. I really do.
All right. Let's get around. Let's see what some other people think about this. See what some people think about it. Let's come to Eddie. See what Eddie thinks about this. I seen him kind of shaking your head when you were saying some stuff, Mark. I'm gonna leave you live, Mark, in case you guys want to have a conversation. Eddie, what's good, man?
What's up?
I'm good. You heard what Mark was saying about Zion. What do you think?
You don't like Zion, huh? What I was saying in the chat was, well, my first take I was saying in the chat was, if I get the second pick, I'm taking Barrett over Morant.
Okay.
And the only way I see Zion staying with the Knicks is if Durant don't come and Kyrie don't come. Because if they do come, he's most likely getting traded. But if we're just speaking about if we taking Durant, if he's going to be a good player, I agree with you. He's a little Blake Griffinish. And I don't know, that doesn't breed winning basketball. Like, he had a monster squad with the Clippers, and they couldn't get past the second round, I believe. So I like him as a player. He's a human highlight film. You know, he'll be amazing in the Garden, but like for real hardcore like basketball people, like I don't know if he's the answer. It's a difficult thing to analyze because like I like the guy, but I don't think he's gonna be the answer.
Okay.
And yeah, I rather Barrett over Morant.
You right? Okay, you rather Barrett over Morant.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I get it. I don't know. Can you go wrong? I don't know if you can go wrong in the top 3. If we get a top 3 pick, maybe I guess we should be happy. We get any one of those top 3 because,
for sure.
We should be getting a player that we can hopefully count on to be part of a strong foundation in the future. Now, what happens? Do they end up trading that guy or anything like that? Who knows? You know what I mean? But I think that any if we get a top 3 pick, which we should, we get a top 3 pick. We should be okay. We should be okay. Then we just got to figure out where does everybody fit? How do we pull things? What kind of strings are we gonna pull to really fit our team together? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's my whole thinking, because I really don't believe that Durant is coming. Like, every day it gets weaker and weaker for me to believe that he's gonna switch up and come to New York. I believe he'll go to the Clippers before he comes to New York.
Okay.
But that's the reason why I think the way I think. And I'm like, Barrett and Ntilikina playing in the backcourt together, I think they could feed off each other, and I think that'll be an amazing backcourt. You put Barrett at the 2, Ntilikina at the 1. Ntilikina can guard the 1, you know what I mean? And that's what we want. We want Ntilikina to be able to guard the 1. And I just think it's a better matchup, you know, having a 6 point guard, having a 6'7" shooting guard, you know, Knox at 6'9". We just have to fill up that power forward hole, which is like our big problem right now, of course, because we traded KP. So we don't have a power forward.
Right.
But I was mentioning to the guys, somebody like, if we don't get, you know, the big dogs like Durant and stuff, I was mentioning to them somebody like a Kelly Oubre, you know, somebody like that, a defensive player who's young, who has a lot of growing to do. Something like that along those lines. That would be my thinking.
Mm-hmm. I just want us to be careful that, you know, we don't give out long-term contracts to players that aren't going to bring that value. Like, if we don't. Bottom line, I think the Knicks, if we don't get Kevin Durant or somebody in free agency this year, we're not going to give out any long-term contracts, right? I think they'll be all short-term contracts, one-year contracts. They'll probably play that game for a while until they're able to either trade, you know, a star player into one of those spots, or, you know, whatever. I just, I don't think that I think it would be a mistake for them to sign anybody longer than a one-year contract if they don't get one of those guys. I think you want to keep maximum flexibility as you're trying to, you know, rebuild the team. You know, I mean, or if you do, you better be sure that this guy is going to, that this guy is really gonna bring his value. You know what I mean? We're in
There's nobody out there like that.
No, there's nobody out there. There's nobody out there. You know, we're going to be in for a very interesting summer. I'm going to tell you that. You know, people are going to be, you know, people are going to be up on Twitter all night long waiting for results, you know, things to happen this summer. It's going to be a crazy summer. I'm going to get back to the chat in just 1 second. Let me get to a couple of super chats real quick. I want to give a super to Hotep Rel. He said, people are sleeping on Cam. Outside of Zion, I'm taking Cam. He's clutch, and Coach K doesn't even run plays for him. Wait until he has the green light, and I'm sure Mark agrees with you. Then Chester
Reddish?
Yeah, Cam Reddish, he said, yep. And then Chester, he said, no more old injury-prone stars, in quotation. Stars, he put in quotations. And I agree there. We don't want that problem anymore. And then Chester, again, thank you for the super chat. He said his prediction is
What is it exactly about Barrett that you don't like?
Oh, I like RJ Barrett. I like RJ Barrett.
And on the Knicks, I mean, that's what we need, no? Like, who else?
You know, I like RJ Barrett. I don't have a problem with RJ Barrett. I feel like Cam Reddish. Is, one of your, and he has time to change this. And I'm not saying that this is what he's going to be his whole career. I feel like right now he's kind of that Tim Hardaway Jr., J.R. Smith type of guy, low shooting percentage, volume shooter that, can kind of get into his game where he's just kind of launching it. Bad shot taker. I feel like he's that right now. That doesn't mean he's always going to be that. And maybe when he gets on a team where he doesn't have Zion and RJ Barrett, and I think Nate alluded to this a few streams back. Said maybe Cam Reddish should stay another year, let RJ Barrett and Zion go on, and then let the team be his, and then really show what he can be, what he can do.
He ain't gonna do that, man. He ain't gonna leave that money behind.
No, he's not gonna do that. He's definitely not gonna do that.
He's a top 5 pick.
Right.
Morant leapfrogged him. And I believe this Culliver player also leapfrogged him. He had an awesome game today.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in the prime spot to be taken by the Bulls at number 5. And that'll be a good spot for him. He's a top 5 player.
Yeah, that'd be a good spot for him. Let me get to a phone call real quick. I'm gonna come back. I want to see what everybody else thinks. All right. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Morant leapfrogged him.
Hey, what's up, sir?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, can you turn that down in the back?
Yeah, I just turned it off. Sorry.
Appreciate it. All right, man. Give us your take, man. We'll talk about the Knicks' future right now.
Yeah. No, I think the Knicks' future, I think it's bright. I think we got so many choices that we could just really dominate in any scenario. I mean, if we get the number 1 or the number 2, I think you have to take Zion and Ja Morant. I mean, it's just Ja Morant might be one of those Mike Conley types, and I don't think he's going to miss. And Zion is Zion. I mean, if you slide him right next to Mitchell Robinson, I mean, so what? Blake Griffin is a great player. He's like a 5-time All-Star. I'm sorry, I would take a 5-time All-Star and the Knicks get into the second round for the next 5 years over the last 20 of what we just dealt with. So.
But but the thing is, we're at a point right now where, you know, we don't want to build for, you know, mediocrity. You know, we want to build for.
Well, I mean,
championship.
You gotta think if you put a good point guard. I mean, those Clippers teams with him, DeAndre, and Chris Paul. Those teams, everybody was talking every year. Those guys were like right up there with the best teams, and they just. Chris Paul gets hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's a guarantee. He's never not gotten hurt in the playoffs.
Right.
So, and then Blake Griffin got hurt, but I remember that one year, Blake Griffin, he was like the 3rd best player in the league, and after Chris Paul got his annual, injury. Quad injury in the playoffs, Blake Griffin went out there and was putting up like 28 and 13.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was 3rd in MVP. I mean,
I'm just not a big Blake.
I don't know.
Blake
I'll
fan,
take Zion or Ja Morant, but anything after that, let's give it to the Pelicans and get Anthony Davis.
Okay. Let me. Travis Fisher. You were asking about the draft this year. I do plan. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I want to actually do a whole show for the draft. So I'm hoping that I can get to the draft and maybe try to get a little spot where I can actually do a show. So I'm debating whether or not if I'm going to try to do something from the draft or do something from home watching the draft. But I want to be there at the draft, and do something from the draft. So most likely I am going to be at the draft doing a show from the draft. I just want it to be, a full-on show like I'm doing now and not just streaming from the phone. But we'll see how that works out. When tickets go on sale, I'm gonna see what I can do. Maybe we can put something together where we have a group of us together or something like that. We'll see if we can put that together. It's gonna be a minute before those tickets go on sale. And at the Barclays Center, they may not want a Knicks group coming in. Trying to buy up all the seats or something like that. But, we'll see what happens when that time comes. But my bad. Go ahead, man.
I hope I can make it. I guess the way I look at the Knicks is I like what I see. And we could get Kevin Durant, we can get Jimmy Butler, we can get Tobias Harris, we can get Kemba. There's so many opportunities. Plus, guys, we could just get off teams and trade straight up. I just like Mitchell Robinson. I think he's a cornerstone. I think our GM and our president and coach they liked Mitchell Robinson a little bit better than KP, so we got rid of him. I mean, he's just Mitchell Robinson's a.
You said Mitchell Robinson? You said they liked.
He's got star power on him.
You said they liked Mitchell Robinson better than they liked KP, so they got rid of KP? I think they were looking forward to have.
KP's hurt.
I mean,
you draft Mitchell Robinson in the second round, and you've got him on a really nice contract.
But I think they were looking.
They're giving him guff.
I think they were looking forward to having KP and Mitchell Robinson on the floor at the same time. But with KP playing the 4, Mitchell Robinson playing the 5.
And says, "Hey, I want to leave," and then you're sitting there going, "Okay, well, we could try to give him, give him a $150 million extension right now, or just keep Mitchell Robinson, who's turning out to be an amazing player. I mean, the steal of last year's draft, and you have him as a cornerstone on defense, and you bring in any player, I think we're just going to have a great team next year. I think we're going to surprise a lot of teams."
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. I hope so. We'll see what we do.
Well,
I appreciate the call,
guys.
man.
What's up to the chat? Mark, you're an amazing man. Have a good night.
All right. Peace. Heard that, Mark? He called you amazing, Mark. You said you're an amazing man. Called you amazing. March Madness is well underway. Well underway, ladies and gentlemen, and we've seen some good games so far. I almost thought Virginia was going to get upset again today. I was watching. I don't know. I thought Virginia. I was like, wow, they can't do that. They can't do it twice in a row. Obviously, they ended up, taking control of the game. But I was like, man, they about to do this twice in a row. Is that going to happen right now? But it didn't. Duke was challenged in the first half until they finally took over in the second half. We've seen what Ja Morant did. I wanted Syracuse to win. Syracuse couldn't pull it out. I was disappointed. And my homeboy, his son, they got smacked by Gonzaga. But so far, March Madness has been great. My guy, the entertainer, he's been live streaming not all of the games, but a lot of the games and doing commentary over a lot of the games. So, if you get a chance, I wanted to do that, but I just haven't been able to. I've had AAU practice and of course work with clients, and then now I'm doing 2 AAU teams this year. Doing a middle school girls team, and I'm doing the varsity team. So, I haven't been I wanted to maybe, live stream, do some commentary over some of the games, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But my man, the entertainer, is. So you can go on over to his channel and hang out with him for a little while when he's live streaming games. Check him out. That's a good dude over there. As you know, I know a lot of you guys didn't get a chance to join in on our, on our brackets. Right, but right now, we have 14 people. Wait a minute, we got more than 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people that joined in on, and created brackets. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am in 4th place. Not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. I let you. Bring this on over here. You can, kind of see who's doing what in our March Madness bracket. It's not a pool. We don't have no money up for grabs. We're just kind of having fun with it right now. All right. But you can see who's what. You got Raymond Valencia's in 1st place. Bradley Eastman's in 2nd place. Joshua Richards in 3rd place. Me, I'm in 4th place. All right, I'm not doing too bad. We'll see how we're gonna go. All right, Big Ant, King Ant, he's in 9th place. Viv is in 8th place. We got. I just want to make sure I'm getting the name right. Sewell is in 7th place. Hector Gaston's in 6th place. Mr. Williams in 5th place. I know I went backwards. Sometimes I'm weird like that. Don't worry about me. Andre Brown is in 10th place. Edward Stallings in 11th place. You guys can see it up on the screen. Who's doing what? All right, so this is where we're at so far with the first round. And you see, most of us have a consensus, Duke winning the championship. Andre Brown has Villanova. Edward Stallings has Gonzaga. I actually have Gonzaga. I don't even think I have Gonzaga making the Final Four. I have them losing to Michigan. North Carolina, Duke. I don't know. Hopefully you guys are doing well on brackets. Hopefully you guys didn't bet a lot of money and you're gonna leave out of here broke. I hope. March Madness is well underway. There are games going on right now. Let's see what's going on in March Madness right now. Just give me one quick second so I can get on over there. Let me see. As we speak, you got, slowing down. Got St. Louis losing to Virginia Tech in the second half right now, 53-43. 9 minutes and 22 seconds left in that game. Let me see what else we got going on. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Well, that's the only game going on right now. All right, but you can see you guys know where to go to see the full scoreboards of everything that's happening with March Madness right now. You guys know what to do. I will bring it over just so we can cruise through some of the scores of today. All right, so I'm going to bring this on over here. And if I didn't remind you today, I'm going to remind you right now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I go live, drop a video, so on and so forth. Right? Chester, big shout out for the super chat. He said Duke is not getting past the Michigan State Spartans. Okay. We'll see. I hope that they do because I have Duke winning the championship. All right. But NCAA men's basketball scoreboard. Virginia Tech right now over St. Louis with 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. You see the Duke Blue Devils. They beat North Dakota State 85-62. The game was tight in the first half. Duke took over in the second half. Virginia took a little bit of a scare from Gardner-Webb. A little bit of a scare. But they came out on top. They won by 15. North Carolina beat Iona. Tennessee beat Colgate. Texas Tech beat Northern Kentucky 72-57. Houston, they beat Georgia State 84-55. Buffalo, they beat Arizona State 91-74. UC Irvine, the Anteaters, they upset Kansas State, and that throws a little hiccup in my bracket, but they upset Kansas State. Oregon, they beat Wisconsin. Of course, no Bowl. All right. Iowa, I don't know if you want to call it a big upset, but they upset Cincinnati 79-72. Ohio State, they upset Iowa State 62-59. Washington upset Utah State 78-61. Oklahoma, I don't know if you want to call the 8s and 9s an upset. I don't know if you really call that an upset, but Oklahoma beat Ole Miss 95-72. Liberty, they upset Mississippi State. That's definitely an upset, 80-76. UCF, they beat VCU 73-58. That's a surprising score to me. If you didn't see yesterday's scores, I'll roll back. We can look at yesterday's scores. Gonzaga, they crushed my man's team. They beat Fairleigh Dickinson 87-49. My guy, Darnell Edge, point guard for Fairleigh Dickinson, is, the son of one of my very, very close friends, Darnell Edge. He had 7 points. He didn't have the same game that he had last before. That's okay. That's all right. It's not going to happen every single time. Big shout out to them for even getting to March Madness. So, you know, I'm proud of him. Nonetheless, hopefully he's going to move on in his basketball career. And, you know, I spoke to his dad the other day. You know, he said he's going to be looking at, you know, maybe going overseas or trying to get into an NBA, you know, get into a D-League team or something like that. So we'll see what happens there. I'll keep you updated. Who knows? He could end up on the Knicks or with the Westchester Knicks or something. Michigan State, they beat Bradley 76-65 yesterday. Kentucky, 79-74 over Abilene Christian. Michigan beat Montana 74-55. Florida State beat Vermont 76-69. LSU took a little bit of a scare from Yale. Yale was been playing well. They weren't able to pull off the upset, but it was tight. It was tight. Purdue beat Old Dominion 61-48. Auburn over New Mexico State 78-77. And I know Charles Barkley was probably scared to death. That is, you know, he was probably scared to death. Kansas, they beat Northeastern 87-53. Wofford, they beat Seton Hall. I thought Seton Hall was going to win. I really did. I thought Seton Hall was going to win this game, but Wofford beat Seton Hall 84-68. Florida over Nevada 70-61. Villanova over St. Mary's 61-57. Minnesota over Louisville 86-76. And of course, your boy Ja Morant had a triple-double as Murray State took out Marquette 83-64. And I got Murray State winning one more game before they go out. I'd like to see him go deeper, though. Baylor, they took out Syracuse. I was a little disappointed. I wanted Syracuse to win that game. Baylor took him out. I had Belmont beating Maryland. It's a close game. But Maryland obviously pulled out the victory, ladies and gentlemen. That is, right now, this is your March Madness wrap-up. March Madness wrap-up. And, you know, we are looking forward to Saturday's game. Saturday, 12:10 p.m. LSU and Maryland playing the second round. Kentucky and Wofford playing the second round. Michigan and Florida. Murray State and Florida State. I have Murray State winning this game. I do. Because I believe Ja Morant is that kind of a guy. And I have him in my bracket winning this game. So I'm really rooting for Murray State to pull this out. Gonzaga, I have Gonzaga over Baylor. Right now, in my bracket, I had Gonzaga versus Syracuse because I thought Syracuse was going to win. And I had Gonzaga beating Syracuse. And I had deeply, deeply thought about having Syracuse beat Gonzaga, right? Because Syracuse, you know, Jim Boeheim and them guys, they're known for pulling off some upsets and having Syracuse go deeper than you expect them to go. And then given the stuff that happened with Jim Boeheim this year, I was like, you know, this team might be emotionally ready and emotionally charged. But they lost to Baylor in the first round. Michigan State and Minnesota play at 7:45. Purdue and Villanova play at 8:40. Kansas and Auburn play at 9:40 p.m. tomorrow night. All right, so, you know, check out these games. And like I said, my guy, Entertainer, he'll most likely be on live. More games in the second round on Sunday. Iowa State and Tennessee. Washington and North Carolina. Duke and UCF. Texas Tech and Buffalo. You got Virginia and Oklahoma. Houston and Ohio State. Oregon and UC Irvine, who pulled off the upset today. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, that's our NCAA March Madness wrap-up. Let me get to a call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, Sam?
What's popping? What's good with you, bro? How you doing?
Not much, man. Just leaving my lady. We just went to a fashion show. We're supporting one of our friends.
Yeah. Yep. It's getting about that time, Isaiah, man. I'm telling you.
Wait, what are you talking about, Sam?
It's getting about that time, man. It's getting about that time. Listen. You're going to B2K concerts. You're going to fashion shows. Isaiah, dudes don't go to that stuff unless they are deeply in love, man. Word up. I'm trying to tell you. You don't do that stuff unless you're deeply in love, man. Come on, man. I'm blasting this out right now to 200 people. Blasting out to 200 people that knows that you love right now.
I gotta support her. She support me. I gotta support her. So you know.
Okay. All right.
It's equal relationship, man. It's equal relationship.
All right. I feel you. But I'm just saying, man, you're going to B2K concert. Who else was at that concert? B2K. Who else?
Listen, it was Pretty Ricky. Mario. Yin Yang Twins.
Who else?
It was Lloyd. Lloyd was in it.
Lloyd.
Bobby Valentino.
Look at this. Bobby. Who was Chingy was there.
He was there.
Right. She took you to a Chingy concert. Now she took you to a fashion show. You know what that means, Isaiah. Come on, man.
Listen, man, I love my girl, man. I support her, man. I love my girl.
I feel you on that, man. Big shout out to you.
Yeah, thank you, man. But I was watching the game on my phone.
See that? Look at that. She was was she cool with it? Was she all right?
I tell you the truth, yo. She knows that the Knicks was here before her, but it don't go beyond her. But she know how I am with the Knicks.
Oh, say that again. She said she was what?
Oh no, I was saying I was watching the game on my phone, but she know how I am with the Knicks. She know.
Yeah.
But I was watching on my phone, and I'll say this though, Sim. It's so Frank. I've seen Frank had a little decent game. You know, first game back in 20-something games, and I tell you the truth, Sim. There's a correlation of why his plus minus was even versus everybody else being negative.
And what's that?
I don't know if you saw the plus minus for the Knicks.
Yep. I seen it. What's that? You said there's a.
But for the Frank was usually either, he was usually +4, +3, or I think he ended up the game dead even, 0. But everybody else around him was in the negatives.
Right.
Frank had a game and he defended. I assume he defended well a little bit.
Yeah, he defended well, but you were saying that there's a reason behind it. So I'm just waiting for what's the reason? What are you saying is the reason behind it?
Oh, I mean, he plays defense. He shows effort. He actually does the little things. Go over screens and everything. And like I said, he just does a little thing, and that's why it kind of showed in the plus minus tonight that at the end of the day, even everybody else played hard. People didn't play really good defense. Frank showed effort and Frank played defense, and he ended up, even with the plus minus.
Yeah.
But you could take plus minus as a grain of salt for the most part. But here's a reason why he ended up 0. Everybody else ended up in the negatives. Well, we still got blown out, but hey, we got 9 more games left, Sim. 9 more games.
9 more games. We got 9.
Hey, is my brother Ant there?
He's here and he got the crown on. He was waiting
tell
for
him
you.
He give me your crown because I took the crown the other night.
He got the crown. He was waiting for you to come take it. He said I'm waiting for him to come take it off my head.
Listen, tell Ant I'll drive to his house right now, knock on his grandmother's door, take that crown. He don't want that, man. Listen, man, I took the crown. I killed Ant, my brother, but I killed him the other night, man. You gotta know you can't come to the new king. I'm the new king, man.
Nah, well, he got the crown right now, so I don't know. He got the crown. He's rocking the crown.
Hey, Sim. Hey, Sim, man, I was talking to Joe the other day, man. I think during the when it comes when it gets a little warm, I'm gonna come down there, man. Me and Toe was talking about some good ideas, man. I think you might like.
Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Let's do it.
gotta show me. You gotta show me around your hood, man.
I don't live in the hood anymore.
Oh, okay. You live with the white folks, all right.
Huh?
You live with Chester. You live with Chester live.
I live. Let me say something. Just getting on something a little bit different. This is one of the reasons why, where I live 20 minutes outside of DC, right? And it's a suburban place, and it's like 60% African American. And it was one of the only places that I've had ever seen. Well, in my life, there's other places like this, but when I came here, it's one of the only places that I've seen like that, which was really what made me be drawn to the area. You know what I mean? And there's not a lot of racial issues here. It's a nice place to live. Nice place to live.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the kind of place, seriously, you go into a black barbershop and you see an old white guy getting his hair cut by a black barber. And that's something that you don't see every day in most other places. You know what I mean? So it's a nice place.
I might move down there with my girl.
It's a nice place. You gotta get married to do that, though.
Come on, man.
That's but I'm sure that's coming soon. I'm sure that's coming soon.
You listen, Aunt Mark. I don't know about Mark. Mark might be wilding out, but all y'all invited. Gimmo might be too tall to go though. Gimmo might be too tall.
Mark ain't getting married. Listen, man, if Mark was married, his wife, I mean, she'll spend her whole day patching up holes in the wall when he gets mad over the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine. She would have no other job. She would have no other job but to patch up all the holes in the wall. From Mark throwing his remote control and everything at the wall.
I got faith in I think Mark gonna get married, man. I got faith.
But that'll be what's up, man. You get the whole crew and just ride down. You know what I'm saying? That'll be what's up.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
And then we find us a spot and do a live show.
Hey, man, I'm down for that. You know that.
Hey, cause I could definitely get us a spot.
Oh yeah, and I got bust you on ball. You know that, right? I can't go down there and not bust you on ball.
And ball?
Got to bust you on ball, man.
Yeah. Okay. We can definitely do that one live.
Yeah, listen,
we can definitely
I'm
do that one live.
I'm saying it right now, Sim. We're gonna have our basketball game live.
Yo, we can
on nothing but.
I said we can meet halfway. You tell me when we can meet halfway. We can meet in Philly or something, and find us a court.
Sam, listen.
And go live on that joint. What's up?
You like 5'6" on a good day. You 5'6" on a good day.
I'm 5'10" and a half. I'm 5'10" and a half, but it don't matter. It don't matter. I'm definitely gonna crack them ankles twice.
Hey, listen.
Double time.
You know what's up?
I'm gonna send you back to Connecticut, and I'm gonna send you back to Connecticut in a helicopter. Your ankle's gonna be so bad. Word up. I'm trying to tell you.
Yo, Sim, I just got a great idea that popped in my head, Sim.
All right, what's up?
I got a great idea, and this is for everybody. It's for everybody that's listening right now. Let's all set up a date. When it's nice out.
Uh-huh.
If we're in a mutual place, let's get a basketball game.
Well, look, I've been doing a lot of calling around, trying to figure out where I could find a place because I've really been trying to put together a charity basketball game, but I wanted it to be in New York. I just haven't been able to find a gym that we can get without it being, costing a crazy amount of money. But my idea was to have a charity basketball game, at a gym someplace in New York. And we just had, the whole MBK crew there, and everybody kind of put in some money and then we donated. Like, I was hoping that we would be able to get like a Boys and Girls Club. So anyone who's listening online right now, if you have any information about a gym that that you can get, and if it's attached to a Boys and Girls Club or something like that, we can raise funds and we can donate that money to the Boys and Girls Club. That's that's what I was thinking. Something I was thinking about doing. Now we could always, it gets nice out. We can always go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want people to start complaining about the heat and all of this and stuff like that as an excuse. You know what I mean? Like I can actually picture you doing that. You know what I mean? So we can, yeah. So we get us a nice gym. We get us a nice gym. You feel me? And we raise money for a charity and boom, there it goes.
I'm down, man. But you know what, man? I'm issuing the challenge to everybody. I'm talking about Guillermo, Viv, Mark, and I want Chester. You know what? I want to challenge Chester. I want to
challenge? Man, I hope Chester just puts a couple bop on you. Oh, he said he wants to challenge Chester. And we get all right, but I'm telling you, we're gonna do it. We definitely gonna do it. So if anybody has any if you have any connections to a gym, and it doesn't have to be in New York, it could be in Jersey, it could be in Connecticut. It just needs to be close to the metro area where people can get there. You know what I mean? But if you have any connections to a gym, please holler at me, man. I'm gonna put my email in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And you can holler at me, and we can try to get this thing set up. All right. If you have any connections.
Hey, you better Joe come too. Joe better come too. And your daughter better come. The whole family can get it. The grandbabies too. Tell the grandbabies to come.
They can ball too.
Listen, you get your family 5, I get my family 5. We can do this.
Bet we can do it, cause my family 5, like we're hoopers. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna let you rock, man. But we definitely gonna try to set that up. But in the meantime, if you want to meet halfway, we can do it.
Oh, Tim, we can do that.
You want to meet halfway, we can do it. You just, we set up the time and place, and we in it. I mean, if you want to come down here, I have access to a gym right now. I can go open the gym up right now, but you can't get down here right now.
Hey, I know one thing. If I win, I want that bucket hat. Give me that bucket hat.
Okay.
I want all your bucket hats.
All right. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because it's gonna happen. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, because it's gonna happen live. Trust, it's gonna happen live.
Nah, but for real though, so we gonna talk about it. I want everybody to come up. We gonna talk about it. We gonna have a good time, man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win, but don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna win. Don't worry.
All right.
Nah, I'm gonna text you, Sim.
All right, man. All right, have a safe trip home. All right, peace.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right, folks. Let's get back to the video chat, man. I know. Viv was over there in deep thought. He hasn't had a chance to say anything about everything we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? Viv, what's popping, man? What's good?
What's going on, Sam? What do you want to talk about now? I was listening. I was listening to some of the phone calls. I had to mute some of them, but I was we're
really not even on a topic now, man. We're just kind of we're coming down to the end of the show, so we just kind of whatever's on your mind.
Yeah, I was looking at the bracket. I made too many gambles. Let's just say that in the first round. So
yeah.
I was a little way too aggressive with some of my picks. I got some of the upsets. I missed some of the other upsets. I completely missed. I misplayed the Ja Morant effect. I should have jumped on that, but because I jumped on some other ones that I probably had no business jumping on. I was expecting Yale to win. I expected St. Mary's to beat Villanova. I expected, I think, Northeastern to beat whatever team. So those are I was playing mistakes. Yeah. But I had the UC Irvine one, so I was pretty I'm at least happy I got some of the upsets. But yeah, I missed out on. I think I picked up too many upsets though. So that's a bummer. Yeah. But at least the fantasy league's going a little bit better though. I mean I'll be a little more happy about the fantasy pro league.
Yeah, you know what? I can't even talk about the fantasy league, man. I just haven't paid attention to it like I wanted to. My fantasy league is I'm I haven't even looked. I'm probably in last place in every single one of them.
Well, I'm looking at the whatever this catch league is. I don't know about the other league, but yeah, no, you're not last in the catch league. There's I think a couple other people that are last. Or there's one guy that has a much worse record than you do. So
yeah, I mean, I just haven't even paid attention to it. But that's my bad. Next year, when we do it next year, I'm gonna be on it. I'm paying attention to it. I'm gonna make sure I'm on it. I just I just couldn't do it.
I mean, like I just remember the draft though. I believe I think someone must have picked I think someone picked like Frank, for example. He picked him in like the 8th round. I don't know who it was. Like I think there were like a ton of Knicks that were just like picked really, really early for some strange reason. But hey, listen,
homers,
I don't mind.
Man, homers. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a homer. I'm a homer.
I don't think you're the only one though. There were more homers than that. But listen, I'll take the advantage. I don't care. But
yeah,
listen, man.
I do the same thing in my NFL. In my football league, man. I'm a homer. I pick my hometown guys when I can and try to get them in there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for the Giants at least, I think. If you got Saquon Barkley, you pretty much hit the home run this year.
Yeah, I won the Super Bowl in one of my leagues, man, and
I mean, he was a key. He was clutch.
I was cooking with Saquon. Barkley.
It's just the problem was, I think I picked Evan Engram thinking he'd have a better year, but man, he can't even catch the ball. And obviously Eli doesn't help, but he couldn't catch the ball, so
yeah, right.
That's a bigger problem, right? So. Yeah, but now this is gonna be a funny year. This is gonna be a weird year. So who knows what the hell's gonna happen now with this Giants? But But back to basketball. Yeah, I mean, I know you talked about. I think you talked about Morant a little bit, right? Just the way he. Look, any freshman does a triple double. It's commendable. I don't know. There's no better way to say it, right? He had an impressive game, and I think the key is. These guys are going to have good tourneys. It's going to come into consideration once we look at the big picture in the draft. But obviously, the combine is going to play a big role too. So, we need to see how these kids stack up in the combine, and then, kind of also play it from there too. But I think it's fun watching these kids. I'll say that it's fun watching some of these kids play. Especially the Duke trio. Now I figured out there's a bunch of guys that haven't been talked about too much on some of the other teams. That's fun to watch too.
Right.
But,
what's your take, man? Sunday, the Knicks play the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers. That's a noon game, right?
That's a noon game. These noon games getting to me. I'm going to be at a fundraiser. I won't even be able to watch the game. I will be able to do a show after the game. But, yeah, the Knicks play the Clippers Sunday at noon, man.
Yeah, let's see. So we had 2 games at noon this year. Probably more than 2, but the last 2 games. Last one was the Lakers, which we won. The one before that were the Clippers, or were the Kings, where both are at home too. Which Kings, I think we were kind of in it, and then they just kind of took over the game. That was a Saturday game. I think if I'm correct, Sim. We pretty much I think we had one of our worst losses against the Kings or the Clippers in LA. When we were in LA.
Say that again.
When we played the Clippers in LA, I believe we had one of our worst losses in the season.
Yeah, we had terrible. Oh my gosh, terrible loss.
Yeah, that was one of the worst ones up until the one on Wednesday. I mean, I don't know which one's the worst, but. I think one of those 2 Utah games, because I think both of them we got crushed. The one on Wednesday and then the one in Utah. I believe the one in Utah we got crushed pretty badly. Yeah. But I think we had a little semblance of a run in that game. But yeah, that Clippers game, I think there was no coming back.
Yeah, that was a bad game. That was a real bad game.
A bad game, and I think they killed us because of threes. It was they had the combo of Shamet and Lou Williams, and those two guys are just a problem, and they're a tough team because they're actually in the playoff hunt too, so they got a reason to win this game. So, we might try to do it, but again, we may just not have the firepower to compete with the Clippers in any sort of way.
Right.
It's tough because we're not going to have Dennis Smith Jr. and he would have probably been like the only like the actual like firepower. Because as much as Moody has 20 whatever points are, it's not firepower. It's more like, it's just whatever. It's like it's empty points. Dennis Smith Jr. could have made something interesting, but it seems like he's not going to be back for at least another week.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's going to even play in this homestand or whatever. So it's just going to be hard. I mean, the Clippers are a good team. Well-coached team, too. Doc Rivers is doing.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I can remember way back before we got Fizdale, so many people were I do not want Doc Rivers. I don't want Doc Rivers. I don't said he was a bad coach, this and that and this and that. I disagreed. I felt like if we had a chance to get Doc Rivers, we get Doc Rivers because I felt Doc Rivers was a good coach. I feel he's a good coach.
I'll tell you this, that Orlando 99 team that had no business of getting anywhere.
Yeah.
That was all Doc Rivers.
Yep. Doc is a good coach, man.
If you remember that team was I remember that team. It was the last year that Ben Wallace was mediocre. Like he was actually good, but like this was like pre-Detroit Ben Wallace. That was last year, like pre-Detroit Ben Wallace. Darryl Armstrong, like Pat Garrity. There were just a whole bunch of players that are just like fledgling role players. There was no, I think, primary scorer because this is the year after they traded after they traded Penny, and they didn't get anything for Penny, I don't think. So, that team pretty much had nobody in Darryl Armstrong, and somehow they won, I think, like 38 games. So yeah, I've always been impressed with Doc. I think Doc got a lot of heat over the years just because of probably the way Chris Paul and them underachieved, and the way, maybe some of the things at the end of the Boston run. But yeah, he's one of the more amazing coaches in this league. From an X's and O's standpoint.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah. I mean, Doc can coach, man. He can coach, and he would have been. I'm telling you, he would have been perfect for these young guys because they would have respected him. He would have demanded the respect. He wasn't gonna take no garbage. But it is here. It's where we are now. So,
I mean, you could tell, right? Like he's like after every post game interview, his voice is so hoarse because he yells at everybody.
Exactly.
His voice is so hoarse because he's yelling at everybody. Nah, but he's able to communicate. He's a good communicator, and he's a type of player, a type of coach that demands a certain level of excellence from his players.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you what, we still wouldn't have made the playoffs, but we'd be a much different team right now, I think.
Yeah, no, we would be a much different team because we'd have a different sort of level of some of the habits that maybe someone like Fizdale he would not say let go or let it fly, but I guess Doc would be the type of person. He'd just be more particular on these things.
Yeah. But
so I don't it might be the sacrifice of their minutes. So you may have seen some of Knox's minutes or somebody's minutes get cut if they weren't playing the right way. But we would have probably seen a much better. We would have seen an offensive system, and probably something a little more than just attack the paint, pick and roll. Well, pick and roll, attack the paint, and attack the paint again. So
yeah. So give me some last words, Viz. I'm about to head up out of here. I got a fundraiser tomorrow morning. I got to get to from
I said all the last words I needed to say. I don't know. I'll let everybody else say the last words.
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be on Sunday, so hopefully I'll catch you Sunday after.
Yeah, I'll be on Sunday, and I think after that, I think we got a break until the next game. I think it's until like Thursday. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if I'll be on Thursday. I may be on Thursday. I don't know, but it might be a surprise on Thursday. I'm actually going to be in Texas on next week. So.
Okay. All right.
We'll see.
No doubt. All right, man. Later.
All right. See you Sunday.
All right, Ant. I'm coming to you, Ant, man, because Isaiah said he took your crown the other day, and he said he's gonna come. He said he's coming to your grandmother's house and knock it off your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Isaiah Wilding. The king back, man. I let him borrow it for a little bit, but I'm back. So, he was just watching the throne for me, that's all.
Okay.
But
so what's your take, man? Knicks versus Clippers, man. What's your take?
Honestly, actually, I don't know why I feel this way, but I think this may be a game that we may surprise, play a little better than we've been playing.
Okay.
I wouldn't be crazy enough to predict a win, but talent level wise, I feel like if we come on, we play hard, there's no reason why we can't compete. The Clippers are a good team because they play hard. So if we come out and if we can match their energy and match their intensity level, we can compete. We shouldn't get embarrassed.
Okay.
So
that's true.
I expect us to compete. And I expect us to play a little bit better than we have been. Because when you play a team like the Clippers, there aren't any guys on that team that our guys should feel like they can't compete with, or that are like on a different tier than them. So they should go into that game feeling pretty good about themselves, and maybe we can squeak a win out. But I just feel like we're in a good spot, man. Whether we draft 1, 2, 3, I feel like we're gonna get a good player. I'm kind of bullish. Well, I'm not feeling as confident as I was in RJ Barrett. It's not for something he's doing. It's just I like how Culver's been playing. He plays both sides of the ball, and he's a guy that doesn't get much coverage, but he plays both sides of the ball. He plays the right way. I think his last game he had something like 27, 8, and 7. He reminds me a lot of like a Kawhi Leonard. So he's creeping up to that number 3 spot for me behind Zion and Ja. Okay. So I think y'all should keep an eye out on him because that kid can play.
All right.
And I'm one of the guys that I've been saying since last summer. I've been saying this since last summer we getting Kevin Durant. I've been reading the tea leaves since last summer. Y'all should trust me.
I know you have.
Trust me. Man, and I truly believe that. And if we get a guy like Kevin Durant, give me Culver over Barrett because Culver doesn't need the ball in his hands. He can play his position. He can play his role. He defends like a maniac. He can hit the open jump shot. And if you got 2 guys like Kevin Durant and Kyrie, you want guys that can be effective without the ball in their hands. So, I'm just excited, man, because I feel like this summer is going to be a good one. This season is coming down to an end. We made it. Now we can start to, reap the benefits of this season. I feel like we're going to look back on the season and say it was worth it. So, it's a good thing. And this is keep your eye out, hey, man, for me and Isaiah. We working on something coming out this summer with another young man. So keep your eye out. We're going to let y'all know. And hopefully y'all support us, man. But thanks, Sam, man, for the platform. This is dope. And you the OG, so.
Appreciate you, my man. And we're going to get this basketball game together, too. So
y'all want to see me in that. Y'all want to see me in basketball, man.
We're going to get this game together. I see some people in the chat. It looks like they want to play. We're going to get this game together sooner or later. We're going to make it happen.
They call me Ant Lethal.
Okay.
Because my jump shot is lethal. It's serious. It's serious out here.
All right. Yeah. All right, man.
All right, man.
All right, peace. All right, Eddie. What you think about the game and some last words, man?
Well, the game was basically how I expected it to go.
Well, I'm sorry, the Knicks versus Clippers.
The Clipper game?
Yeah.
I actually want to see a little bit more fight from the Knicks. Real intensity, both from Mitchell and Ntilikina. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little fireworks between Mitchell and Montrezl Harrell and Beverly and Ntilikina. They're kind of like mirror images of each other, intensity-wise, and just heart-wise. And I would kind of like to see that, see a little fire from the Knicks. We don't have to win, but just show a little heart and not back down from these guys like we did over there in L.A. because we got abolished over there, man.
Yeah, we did.
It was just a horrible game. So, yeah, man, just see that. I'm riding the Barrett train.
Okay.
I'm Barrett over Morant, number 2 pick. Hopefully if we get the number 2 pick, we pick him up.
Will you be disappointed?
Yeah, man.
Will you be disappointed if they get Morant?
No, I won't. I mean, it's a win-win situation. You know, if we get Morant, obviously the organization sees something in him that they can benefit more of than they would with Barrett, or Zion, or whoever they choose. Even if it's a Culliver, you know, I have faith in what they would choose, who they would pick. But you know, if I'm making the pick, I'm taking Barrett number 2. If I have the number 2 pick, I'm taking him, and I'm putting him next to Ntilikina, and I'm rolling with that. Okay. You know, and seeing how Mitch plays with them, and yeah, just rolling with that.
All right, sound good, man.
All right,
man. Hopefully I'll catch you Sunday. I mean, I'm definitely gonna be on. The game is early Sunday, 12 o'clock. One of those early games.
All right, man. Hope to see you there.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, Mark.
OG, triple OG.
What's going on, man? You heard Isaiah trying to, you know, scoop you up and bring you and come down here.
What he trying to do? What we doing?
You know, he was saying something. I guess he was talking to my son, and he was saying, you know, they're gonna. He was trying to come down here. He was like, you know, maybe I, you know, scoop up Mark, Ant, Gormo, Viv, everybody. You know, truck on down here at DC, and we maybe do a show together, something like that. Then
I don't mind.
You know what I'm saying? Then we also talk about playing this game, though.
I don't mind either.
A basketball game. You know what I mean? We definitely gonna get a pickup game sometime, somewhere, but I'm trying to get a charity game. I'm just looking to find a gym. If I can find a gym in New York somewhere, we can get this charity game going. Get it on, you know what I'm saying?
I would be down.
You know, and you know, I talked last year about doing a couple of camps. If I could find a way, I just need to get in touch with someone, a Boys and Girls Club or something like that, set up some free camps. But you know, the thing is, because I don't live up there, I don't have the contacts. I just need someone who has the contacts. That's all.
Yeah, because New York got great like gyms that you could, you know, you could get you know, people to come in and play and stuff like that. It's nothing but mad open gyms in New York.
Yeah, you know, I just need someone who got the contacts, you know what I mean? So we can get a gym, we can do a fundraiser, we can do some camps. You know, we can do some good stuff for the community, man. But anyway, what's just, you know, you're taking on the Clippers this Sunday, and then just give me your last words for the night, man.
All right. I was watching the game today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could Fizz stop putting Kevin Knox at the 4? He's just not ready to guard the 4s, man. We was getting killed in the paint tonight, man, because they were just switching on him. He could not guard the 4s tonight. I don't want to see him at 4 anymore. I want to see him at the 2 or 3, because the 4s be just killing him, bro. And you know, the Clippers, man, you know what they gonna do. Because we keep, when I watch this next team, Sim, we just can't score, bro. We can't score. That's what I take at it. We just can't score with these teams that's high offense. These teams that's just cutting, driving, and it's just, we just look like a whole bunch of teenagers on the floor against pros. Like literally, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what we are for the.
Yeah,
you know.
I hate feeling like this. That to come up here and bash people all the time. But Jesus Christ, can I get some effort in? Listen, we need effort in the first quarter. Because we're always going down 9 points to 26, and then we have to fight.
Right.
And then we be tired by the end.
Yeah.
But, you know, the Clippers going to come in here. We at home?
We at home. Yeah, we at home.
Well, if the Clippers play Saturday, and they have to come play the Knicks Sunday, we might have a chance to beat them due to, you know, because they're 3 hours back. So, right. You know, they probably, you know.
Okay. Yeah, man. So. Well, listen, Mark. Hey, Mark, I got a super chat.
Yes.
Herbert Barona says Mark reminds me of Smokey from Friday.
Yeah, everybody call me Chris Tucker, man.
I mean, you kind of sound like sound like him a little bit,
Bro, let me tell you something.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know. My father had a soft voice, so that's where I take it from. I'm sorry. God didn't give me a manly voice, guys. I wish I could change it if I could.
Well, you know what? A long time ago, you was like, when y'all meet me in person, you know what I'm saying? That, you said your voice would be deeper. You said your voice is going to be like Barry White or something. It wasn't.
No, not like that. No, not like that. But I wouldn't sound like,
I mean, you just sound regular to me. I don't even know. Maybe it's.
Well, people, you know what it is. I guess when
it's just your voice.
People when people are excited to hear from me, they just like to make fun of me. I'm glad. I like that. I told you I accept all the trolls. I appreciate y'all.
I feel you. Hey, Mark, I'm about to head out of here, man.
Good night, y'all.
I gotta get up in the morning, go to this fundraiser, man. So I'm about to get up out of here.
All right, bro. Yeah. Take it easy.
Man. I'll catch you on Sunday.
All right, Brody.
All right, peace. All right, Knicks fans, man. I think you guys are staying up with me. I gotta get up in the morning, man, and go to this fundraiser. All right, so I'm about to get up out of here. But I did put my email in the YouTube chat. Also, we do want to get, we've been talking about this basketball thing for a while, getting a game going. Do me a favor, become an official member, right? So when I send out stuff, I like to send out stuff from my website. There's 2 memberships that you can jump onto. You got the regular membership, you got the VIP membership. I have a podcast going to be coming. And with the VIP membership, you'll have access to that podcast. We'll have some people on the podcast, and only VIP members will be able to get to that podcast. It's like $3 a month for the VIP membership. It's not much. And really, that money just goes to help continuously build NBK so we can keep, making the platform bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And, we can offer, benefits to Knicks fans. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna put a link in the YouTube chat where you can access this, right? And even if you don't become a VIP member, the official membership costs nothing, right? So sign up to become an official member, right? And once you sign up to become an official member, you can post in the forum, you can post in the forum. You can make yourself a profile page, put your picture up on a profile page, and you can put things up there. It's a whole community. All right, it's a whole community once you become an official member. So jump on here, become an official member to my page. Hopefully you become a VIP member. Help continue to make the platform grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's the whole purpose of it. Is to continue to grow and grow, and so we can take that VIP membership. We can take I'm talking about the basketball games and camps in the community that can help support those type of things. But here it is right here. I put the link in the chat. Become an official NBK member. There's a free membership and then there's the VIP membership. You know what I'm saying? Join. There's going to be a podcast coming out soon. With a VIP membership, there's also going to be a VIP live stream for those who are VIP members. There's going to be some events strictly for those who are VIP members. So, join it if you please. If not, feel free to just stay on and chat and talk. It's okay with me either way. You know what I'm saying? We NBK family anyway. So, either way that you do it. But at least do the regular membership so that we can stay in touch. And you can get notifications and things like that of, blog posts and different things that's going on. And if you want to be a blogger on the site, hit me up. Because I want bloggers on the site as well. If you want to be a blogger on the site, please hit me up. We can get that thing going. All right. But like I said, man, I need a gym. If you got connects, you got contacts, hit me up. Let me know. All right. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get up early. I'm out. I'm about to roll on up out of here. I will catch you guys Sunday. Enjoy the game. Enjoy March Madness. Have a peaceful weekend. You know, spend time with your family, blah, 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 all that. All right? Sunday.